Kingdom Hearts is dumb. The merging of Square Enix and Disney has given us such joy. It's a fake-out Goofy death scene and Mickey Mouse prancing around in a Hot Topic coat. Despite the dumbness, I love this series to death, flaws and all, but there has been a criticism that has arisen lately, which I simply cannot agree with. That Kingdom Hearts should be more self-aware and in some cases wink to its audience. The criticism of Kingdom Hearts' story mainly started to surface with Kingdom Hearts 2, and by some extent Chain of Memories, which came out a year before. Kingdom Hearts was starting to inject more original elements into the mix, and it was attempting to tell a long-form complex story with a lot of layers akin to Final Fantasy. This is a lot different from Kingdom Hearts 1, which tried to combine both the Final Fantasy elements within its character designs and world, and followed more of a simplified Disney storytelling with simple themes and strong messages. As Kingdom Hearts started incorporating this Final Fantasy way of storytelling into KH2, some cracks started to show. We had it taking itself more seriously, not that it didn't in KH1, but it followed a more lighter and simple tone. In this game we had Mickey Mouse in a black organisation code looking all mysterious, we had a Goofy fake-out death, and Mickey Mouse avenging his death, or quote-unquote death, and we had Disney characters in leagues with Christopher Lee. It's a lot to stomach from the outset to an outsider, and it will look completely absurd. And it is, but no one can argue with that. But this is where internal and external understanding of these classic Disney characters comes into play. Mickey Mouse is an icon. He's Disney's poster child. He's the happy-go-lucky mascot, and this is many's external understanding and interpretation of a character. But in Kingdom Hearts we have to understand the internal understanding and logic that Kingdom Hearts does incorporate. Seeing Mickey wearing all black and swearing vengeance for dead Goofy, quote unquote, it will look ridiculous on the outset, but it makes sense for the characters in this story. We have to forget the Mickey Mouse we know, because in this original story it makes complete sense. He thinks his friend is assumed dead by the Heartless. Is it completely stupid that Goofy just died by a rock and Mickey Mouse swears vengeance, running with his fucking keyblade in hand? Yeah, of course it is, no one's denying that. But having a wink wink nod nod, am I right fellas, isn't this silly? Look what our silly Mickey Mouse is doing. To the audience, it'll completely break up the story flow and motivations for these characters in this particular moment. If we have a wink wink and nod nod, it will get rid of all the emotional impact. It might have not deserved that emotional impact, but it would be gone if it was self-aware about it. Despite Kingdom Hearts having a shaky story full of everything is connected and it's like poetry, it rhymes, I think that playing it straight and telling the story that it wants to, despite the ridiculousness of the situation, helps the strong but simple messages still shine through. I miss the simple story and messages of KH1 because I think this told a better tale than any of the other games, but I still think the later Kingdom Hearts games retain the strong but simple messaging of friendship, prevailing all, and protecting all of those you care about. Is it well written? Highly debatable. But moments like Blank Point in Birth by Sleep and But My Friends and My Power Scene in Dream Drop Distance would have less of an impact if the story was constantly winking and nudging to its audience that it's all a joke, look at all our Disney characters doing silly things in this story. Let me tell you this, if writing treats itself as a joke, then how can I take the emotional moments seriously? Even if the writing beforehand doesn't always stick. It may not deserve those emotional moments, but even all the impact would have been taken away if it didn't treat itself seriously beforehand. I get it, I really do. It's hard not to have a disconnect when in some moments of the story in these games we go from singing with Ariel and playing Fruitball with Horace Horseshoe, and then we go to Bad Revenge of the Sith knockoffs with Terror Story and Birth by Sleep and pseudo-philosophical bullshit speeches from Organisation 13, who are basically a bunch of generic anime villains. Don't kill me. But I appreciate Nomura telling the story he wants to tell. I'm sticking to this ride, and despite having all the odds stacked against him, letting these emotional beats hit, even if the writing doesn't always hit those same marks, is better to me than being completely self-aware. Kingdom Hearts is a story written more emotionally than it is logically. Is this a good thing? Not really. It should balance those two things and incorporate Disney and Square Enix in a way that KH1 does, where it pays compliments to both. But in its current everything is connected state, I'm still along for Nomura's wild ride. I do like that he's taking the story seriously and letting those emotional beats hit. Does it always stick? Hell no, most of the time it doesn't. But I'm along for this ride, and I'd rather that than having a constant wink wink nudge nudge.